Good morning. Craig Howard here. Happy to be with you again this morning. I've been looking around on this trip at so much beauty that I have never seen before. Even though I live in one of the most beautiful places that could be imagined. I mean, West Virginia is absolutely gorgeous. A few years ago, a guy from southern Texas came up for a visit. And when I met him, he rented a car at Dulles and he drove in. And when I met him, he said, "Oh, there's my deer again this morning, the mule deer. I didn't know they were out." But when I met him, he said, "You guys live in a postcard." He said, "It's remarkable." He said, "I've never seen such beauty." I remember when I was down visiting him. He's in a desert area, and we came across this little scraggly, scrubby looking bush that had some little tiny red flowers on. He said, "Look at those things. Aren't those beautiful?" And then he drove through the mountains coming to our house, and he was just awestruck. He was just dumbstruck. And that's sort of the way I've been here. Everywhere you look, everything you see is just incredible. The beauty is just incredible. If you've looked at the pictures I've posted on Facebook, you've seen a lot of those today. We're going to go over into the Grand Teton National Park, which is supposed to be the most scenic, the most beautiful in the country. I can't imagine that it's more beautiful than what I've been seeing. But I got to thinking about all that. And I thought, how easy it is. I'm sure the people around here do just like I do back home. They kind of take it for granted. But the Bible tells us that all of this stuff is, in a way, God speaking to us. It's God talking to us. All this natural beauty that is around us. I mean, I'm going to pick my camera up here for a second. I mean, isn't that just absolutely gorgeous out through there? Try and get it so it's not going to fall. I've got it sitting on a tree. Anyhow, these things should speak to us. They should say something to us. And what they should say is, this all didn't happen by accident. This is God at work. This is God speaking to you. This is God telling us something. David said, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech." It says every day they're talking to us. They pour forth speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge. They teach us something about God. They have no speech. They use no words. No sound is heard from them. Yet their voice goes out to all the earth. Their words to the ends of the world. In the heavens, God has pitched a tent for the sun. You say, "Okay, Craig, you've made your point. There's a lot of pretty things around, and it shows God's glory." No, I think it's more than that. Not only does it show God's glory, not only does it teach us God's glory, but it demands of us our worship of God. It demands of us that we listen, that we hear what God is saying to us. That we hear, number one, in all this beauty, that he says, "I love you." It demands in all of this that he says, "I designed you. This wasn't an accident." It demands in all of us that we listen as God is saying in all of this, "I am here." And that we worship him and praise him and thank him for it. If you're back home in West Virginia watching this, or wherever you're at, I got a message yesterday from a lady in the UK that was watching. And I've been to England. There's some beautiful parts of England. Wherever you're watching this, there's a friend of mine in Wyoming that watches it. And so wherever you're watching this, something I've learned as I've traveled around our country and other parts of the world, there's beauty everywhere. I've been to the Sahara Desert, and even as desolate as it is, there's beauty. I'm laughing because those mule deer are coming up and checking me out. They're coming up and looking and then turning. They're not sure what to do with me. Anyway, let me see if I can show you. I'll show you real quick. Okay.